My parents are both from the same little rancho in Guanajuato, Mexico. My dad never really went to school. My grandpa was like, well, you're the oldest, you need to learn how to work. He took my dad out of school. And so he never really learned how to read and write. He did learn how to read and write as on his own, just kind of self-taught sort of thing. My mom did go to school up until 5th grade. She wanted to keep going to school, but my grandpa was just like, you're a woman now, you need to start learning how to take care of the home, you need to start learning all these things. The only person in her family that kept going further was one of my uncles. My dad was a seasonal migrant worker for a long time. I didn't really start thinking about what it meant to be in migrant education until I was older. But now looking back, seeing how the migrant ed program reached out to my parents, and my dad was like, I will go to your meetings. I remember going to migrant ed meetings where they provided childcare in a different classroom. So the parents would meet at the library, and then we'd go to a classroom, and then we'd get to play with all the kindergarten toys. Just having the childcare allowed my parents to be like, I can come to this. My dad really was the one that stayed and would go to these meetings a lot, and he eventually got invited to be a part of the parent council for the migrant program. My parents felt really comfortable, and even though, like I said, they couldn't really help me academically with actual content, they would go enough to these workshops, these meetings to understand your kid can totally make things happen. My dad believed this so much that he refused to let us get jobs when we were teenagers. My dad was just like, your guys' job is to make sure that you have academic success. You guys go on to college. I do understand the privilege that came with my parents buying into this program and engaging with it and prioritizing it, knowing that it was hard. I'm just grateful that somewhere something helped them understand I need to do this not for me, I need to do this for my children. I remember in particular, we had this holiday talent show / feast that the migrant program would put at one of the middle schools, and we'd have a lot of performances. The whole cafeteria would be full. It was such a beautiful thing looking back at it. Of my schooling, these are the events that I remember the most. They really played a part in developing my cultural identity without me realizing it, because they celebrated it. They celebrated who we were and where we came from. It really helped me feel comfortable, helped me feel safe, helped me feel like school was an environment that was welcoming to me to some extent. If we create this welcoming environment for our families, if we can establish a culture where the families feel so comfortable enough, feel like they're being welcomed, feel like they are being embraced, that's where success starts.